Hey everybody, it's low carbon keto nutritionist Amy Berger from 2itnutrition.com bringing you another video in doing keto without the crazy. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! I think this is my first video of 2020, so welcome to a new year. Welcome to my channel if you're new. And before I get into business today, let's see, what do I have to tell you? I made myself a note so I didn't forget. Do check out down below the links. Remember, I have a new book coming out soon. It's called The Stall Slayer. I like alliteration. You know, my previous book, The Alzheimer's Antidote. You can find that one on Amazon. The Stall Slayer is not out yet, so don't look for it on Amazon yet, but you can download a free preview down below, and it is about what it sounds like it's about, breaking fat loss stalls on a low-carb or ketogenic diet. We should have a PDF version out within the next month, and then there will be a print-on-demand version and a Kindle version coming as well. The PDF should be ready soon, and remember, if you want a print version and you buy the PDF, you can just either print it out at home, or this book is over 100 pages, so you might not want to print it on your home computer. But if you're watching this from the US or possibly Canada, I don't know what stores are up there, you can, buy the PDF, and if you prefer to read a hard copy like I do, send it to Staples or Office Max, or send it to some office supply store where they have those high-speed, heavy-duty printers. They'll print it out. It's like 8 or 10 cents a page. The book is color, but you can request that they print it in black and white, and it's cheaper, and you don't miss any, you won't lose anything in the book by having it printed in black and white versus color. It's just that the pictures won't be as pretty. But anyway, that is a way to make a hard copy book out of a PDF if you don't want to wait until the print-on-demand version is ready. I mean, I used to do that with ebooks in the past all the time because I don't like reading very long 100, 200-page documents on a screen. Okay, so do download that, and remember the page 4 diet. I've mentioned that in past videos. If you are having trouble losing fat on keto, download that page 4 diet, then get my book when it's ready. Where will I be? You can go to my website, 2itnutrition.com, and click on the Meet Me in Person tab, and you will see that very, very soon, January 18th through the 20th, I will be at Dr. Westman's Keto Retreat, the inaugural first Dr. Westman's Keto Retreat in Beaufort, North Carolina. Tickets are still available. So if you want to come hang out with me and Dr. Eric Westman and Christy Sullivan and Casey Durango and the amazing Jackie Eberstein, we will all be there in Beaufort. Check it out. Again, link to that below. And if you will be attending the Metabolic Health Summit in Los Angeles, I think that's January 30th maybe till February 2nd, somewhere around there also, but that's in the Meet Me in Person tab. I will be at Metabolic Health Summit signing books. They have very generously arranged to take care of all the logistics. They're going to have books, my Alzheimer's book there for me to sign. If you don't want a book, come up and say hi anyway. Come meet me if you will be at MHS. Okay. Shut up, Amy. We don't really care about any of that business. Please talk to us about the subject at hand. I have one more thing to tell you. My forthcoming book, The Stall Slayer. I partnered up with a girl from the Netherlands who I met through this weird serendipity thing. I knew her father from Twitter. Long story short, I met her father for the second time. They just came to the US. They're visiting for a while, and they stopped through my town, and I got to meet my designer in person. So Stera and Rudolph de Jager, if you're watching this, hello. Can I just show you what they brought me? Social media can be so ugly and so terrible and so negative sometimes, and then it can be so beautiful and so lovely. And do you know what these people brought me from the Netherlands? Now, remember, they flew here, they took trains, they took planes, they took Ubers, like they've been doing a lot of traveling in different parts of the US. They had this in their luggage. Look how big this thing is, and then I'll tell you what it is. It's like a small bowling ball. It's 3 pounds of Edam cheese. I haven't started it yet. It's a bowling ball of Dutch cheese. The world is an amazing place. You can even smell it through the wax. It smells amazing. They brought this in their luggage. Can you imagine? That's love. That's friendship. And maybe even better, to accompany this amazing, fabulous, huge bowling ball of cheese, they got me this gorgeous cheese slicer. So, you know, there's the slicing part, and there's this little windmill pattern. I'll hold it up against the white part of my, so you can see the little windmill. And then, I mean, on the handle, it says Holland, and it's got this beautiful, it's just gorgeous. So thank you to the DeJager family if you're watching. Okay, Amy, shut up. It's 5.5 minutes into this video. Can you please talk about the subject? Okay. You will often hear doctors, dietitians, nutritionists say the best diet is the one you can stick to. The best diet is the one that you enjoy. The best diet is the one you can adhere to the long term. That is not true. That is a falsehood. It is a myth. Depending on your goals, depending on your circumstances, depending on what you're trying to do, there probably is a way of eating that is best for you. Best meaning will get you the results you want the most quickly, the most effortlessly, the most efficiently. I mean, it's always going to require effort, but I just mean your way, your path to getting the results you want will be easier and maybe more quick than going about it some other method. So no, the best diet is not the one you can stick to. The best diet is the best diet. If you can't stick to what the best diet is for your particular situation, what is the next best diet? If you can't stick to that, what is the next best diet? Just whichever one you can stick to doesn't make it the best. It's just the one you can stick to. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because it's the new year, and of course, making the rounds now is all the bullshit. Keto's the worst diet. X, Y, and Z diets are the best. What have you. So there's all kinds of nonsense going on right now about keto. And let's talk specifically about if you have type 2 diabetes, if you have a condition defined by high blood sugar, then the best diet for you, assuming you want to lower that chronically high blood sugar, assuming you want to tackle the thing that your disease is, what's the best diet for that? Well, sometimes the video is clear, sometimes it's blurry. You might be able to read that. It says, Nutrition Therapy for Adults with Diabetes or Prediabetes, a Consensus Report. This is a paper that was issued, let's see, it was published in 2019. I want to say like April or May 2019. I don't see the exact date on here, but it's from just last year. It doesn't have the month on here, but one of the lead authors on this paper was William Yancey, MD. I've met Will Yancey personally because I live in North Carolina now, and he is affiliated with Duke University, and he was on the consensus panel from the American Diabetes Association. This is copyright 2019 by the American Diabetes Association, direct from the horse's mouth. Nutrition therapy for adults with diabetes or pre-diabetes. And I'm going to quote directly from the paper. Directly from it. Let me find the piece that I want. It's right here. I'll actually put a link to this paper in the notes so you can even see it. This is going to be too blurry for you to see, but I'm going to read this little section here. Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Reducing overall carbohydrate intake for individuals with diabetes has demonstrated the most evidence for improving glycemia and may be applied in a variety of eating patterns that meet individual needs and preferences. Blah, 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 blah. There's another bullet point. Let's just dissect that part, because the variety of eating patterns that meet individual needs, they're basically just saying that reducing overall carbohydrate intake, you can do that within any number of patterns, meaning you can do a low-carb diet if you keep kosher. You can do a low-carb diet if you're vegetarian. You can do a low-carb diet if you don't eat pork. Whatever your preference is, you can just lower the carbs, unless your preference is to eat spaghetti all day and nothing else. I don't know. Let's focus on the first part of that sentence, shall we? I'll read it again in case you missed it. Reducing overall carbohydrate intake for individuals with diabetes has demonstrated the most evidence for improving glycemia. Not just some evidence, not just a little evidence, the most evidence. Therefore, if you want to improve your diabetes, reducing overall carbohydrate intake is probably the best, right? Now, well, so the other part isn't as hard hitting. Maybe I won't read it. For select adults with type 2 diabetes not meeting glycemic targets or where reducing anti-glycemic medications is a priority, reducing overall carbohydrate intake with a low or very low carbohydrate eating plans is a viable approach. That's kind of more boring, right? For select adults, if you have type 2 diabetes and you're not meeting the blood sugar target you want, or you are trying to reduce your diabetes medications, and that's a priority, reducing anti-glycemic medications is a priority. Reducing overall carbohydrate intake with low or very low carbohydrate eating plans is a viable approach. Now that's kind of tepid. It's viable. Oh, it's viable. They're not saying it's the best. They're saying it's viable. So I really, let's go back to that first part, the most evidence. Period. Period. Low carb has the most evidence for improving blood sugar if you have diabetes. Right? Yep, that's what it says. Consensus panel from the American Diabetes Association, period, end of story. Now, does that mean that a low carb diet is the only thing that can reduce glycemia, that can improve blood sugar in people with diabetes? No, they're just saying it has the most evidence. Can you do it on some other approach? Yeah, low carb has the most evidence. So to put this into a more personal context, just to tie it to something else, I have been guilty of saying this with regard to exercise. And like I said, I'm guilty of it. I've said it. The best exercise is the one that you'll do. The best exercise is the one that you will actually get out there and do on a regular basis. Well, no. What I should say, and what I've started to say more, is that any physical activity is better than none. But there are certain things to do that are best for achieving a certain goal, right? When I've run 2 marathons in a former life. I'm not a big runner at all. I used to be. If my goal was to cross the finish line of a marathon, then doing squats and deadlifts was probably not the best exercise. The best exercise was running. The best exercise was training the movement, the activity that I needed to do on race day, on marathon day, right? If you want to be an Olympic lifter, or you want to be a power lifter, then Olympic lifting and powerlifting is the best exercise for you to do. If you want to master those activities, or you want to get better at them, do those activities. Training for a marathon is not going to make you a better Olympic lifter. So there are things that are best depending on what you are trying to accomplish. I've been very, very, very much slacking on my workouts the whole last year. I've done a ton of walking because I like walking. Walking is the activity I'll do. Does that mean it's the best for me? No. I've lost a lot of strength. I've lost a lot of muscle mass because walking is better than not walking. But if I want to be strong and build muscle, walking is not going to do that for me. So, we have to stop kidding ourselves. It's kind of a platitude. It's just a nice thing that we tell ourselves, well, the best thing is just the thing that I'll do. No, the best thing is the best thing. If you won't do that, what is that next best thing? Whether it's the diet or the exercise. So, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I've gotten my keister back into the gym the last few weeks. I'm back to lifting. I don't enjoy it. Is it the best for what I'm trying to accomplish? Yes. I don't like it. I force myself to do it anyway. I don't like paying taxes. I do that. It's not really a choice. Anyway, I guess that's really all I have to say about that. We'll keep this a relatively short video, short for me anyway. The best diet is not the one you can stick to. The best diet is the best diet. If you have that disease, PKU, phenylketonuria, your best diet is a diet that's low in phenylalanine. Because that disorder, you may never have heard of it, it's a disorder where people have a defect in the enzyme that processes the amino acid phenylalanine. So phenylalanine like builds up to these toxic levels in their body. You'll see on products that contain aspartame, it'll say attention phenylketonurics contains phenylalanine or contains aspartame or something, because aspartame breaks down into phenylalanine. Anyway, the point is, if you have a disease that reacts to some type of thing, the best diet isn't the diet you like. The best diet isn't the diet you can stick to. The best diet is the diet that excludes that thing, right? If you have an anaphylactic allergic, allergy to peanuts, and you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are not your best diet. Your best diet is a diet that excludes peanuts. So that's all I have to say about that, I guess. Let's stop kidding ourselves about our diet. Let's stop making ourselves feel better with untruths. Sometimes the truth is not what we want to hear, and it doesn't make us feel good, but that doesn't mean it's not the truth. So that's it for now. I'm about to record some other videos because I've fallen behind, and toitnutrition.com is my website. Remember, I do private consultations. If you are having trouble and you need to troubleshoot and problem solve on your low carb or ketogenic diet, do check out my website. There's a tab that says work with me. You can see the details on how to set up a call with me, and I will see you next time. Take care.